Welcome, everyone. Welcome,
This is
welcome. What?
Oh, who's
What?
that sexy guy in the tie?
I know.
It's the first time he's been in a tie on.
I know.
That you've seen. It's been a minute.
Did you have court today?
No. Usually that's the reason.
Yeah, he's still on this side, so
Yeah, there you go. Welcome to season 9, episode 13 of the Will Reads. Let's go. I can't even get a word in with this tie. It's just distracting.
A pocket tie.
A pocket tie. There you go. Sounds good. As I'm wearing my bacon shirt, it's all fancy.
Yeah,
Bacon bash. Yeah. So how's everyone doing tonight? Good.
Excellent.
Oh, that's good. Good to hear.
I love the word excellent.
Excellent. Yeah. So, announcements. Let's get into that real fast. In case you missed it, Wada Holiday was last weekend. We did do a hour-long Wada Fortune. So that was fun.
It was. If you missed it, go watch at least our hour.
Yeah, go back.
I got robbed.
Yeah.
You lost.
You lost.
I was too afraid to spin the wheel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was a fun time. We had good times. But go check it out if you haven't checked it out. We'll be doing officially season 2 of the Wada Fortune. Will start up in sometime in January. Once we get past Christmas, I'm not even thinking about it yet. So we got that. And then other than that, I guess we're coming close to the end of the books as this book as well. So
Yeah.
we'll have to do a live record at some point. I know it's the holidays too, so we'll figure that out. And there'll be a live reaction probably to the last chapter of this book, our last chapters. So
something exciting happens, maybe.
Moraine comes back.
Yes.
Who?
That's what I've been waiting on.
Marine who?
Sure.
Which one is that?
Which one?
Oh, okay.
Oh, the chick that down in book 5. Yeah.
Oh.
If we're on book 9, dude. It's been books. Literally books. Anyway, yeah, so we do have a special guest with us tonight. We have DefaultRand from the Twitter of Time world. I guess X of Time. What do we call it? It's still Twitter time. I still call it Twitter.
It's always going to be Twitter.
It's always going to be Twitter. I don't care what Elon Musk says.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so yeah, welcome to the pod.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we at least I know they don't because they're not allowed to really look at anybody's stuff. I enjoy the content on Twitter because of spoilers. I keep them locked in a basement all the time, and I let them I give them breadcrumbs and let them here's just a little bit going on.
He does let us work.
Yeah.
Well, somebody has to, right?
That might be the hardest part of our pace. We always talk about what's hard about going so slow. I think the hardest part, Chris, is knowing that there's this whole other world of people that are able to talk freely about everything they think about all the books all the time, and we can't touch that world at all.
It's that in combination with all the people that are listening / on the different discords and this, that, and the other.
Yeah,
who, they know
we can interact a little bit, but not the way these guys can freely go around everywhere and just.
And then I drag them to Jordan Con and stuff like that to make torture even more.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
And it's worse because, again, everybody knows who we are. So you step in a room and everybody looks at you and they're like, get out.
Yep.
That's great.
It's even that way with the Cosmere, too. It's like, wait a second. They sometimes do that content. Get out.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good deal. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself, your connection to the Wheel of Time, your Twitter experience. Tell us a little about yourself.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who am I? So I was chatting with Alan before we went live and just letting him kind of in on how I found the series. I watch a lot of YouTube videos and couple of channels I follow, and Daniel Green was one of those a couple years ago, and I heard him talk about the Wheel of Time, and I couldn't tell you. Maybe it was because I lived in Canada. I was born and raised and grew up in Canada. I'd never heard of this series before. I'd never come across anything I'd seen, and I'm pretty fairly well read in the fantasy genre. So again, I'm not sure how that happened, but I had never even heard of these books.
You live in Blight.
You grew up the Blight.
Yeah, essentially, yeah. So I went out and I picked up I picked up a copy of Eye of the World, and I read through that in probably about 5-6 days. I was hooked pretty quickly. And then I
Nice.
ordered like the box set from Amazon because I don't do anything small.
Right.
I basically read the entire series in about 4 or 5 months, somewhere around there. So shortly after that, I had again through Daniel Green, I'd found that there was this slowly building community on Twitter of people just talking about the books and talking very excited about the upcoming show, because it was right around that time that they had announced that they were making the show. So I mean, a couple of days after I had joined Twitter, they announced the Rosamund casting. So that was kind of a big deal, and it was big to walk into. So that's kind of how it all started. And there's a kind of thing with the handle. Basically, there was a billion Matts on Twitter, and 300 Logains. It was nobody role playing, I guess is the term, Rand, and there's nobody for everybody to pick on, or so I kind of just happened that way, and here we are some 4 years later, and I've kind of been stuck with this handle ever since, even though the role playing is kind of out the window. But yeah, it's been a wild ride. I mean, for giggles, I started that countdown or the count up of asking the show to announce the season 2 release date. I got to 448 days before. And again, I mean, some people took that way too seriously, and it was like, guys, like I just happened to remember every day to post this thing. Like, I mean, I wasn't like expecting anything. I had zero expectations of what that was gonna end up being, but it went on a little wild ride there. So, yeah, it was, and some people would tell me that. I'd get this message like, "Hey, are you okay? You haven't posted it yet today." And it's like, guys, like just driving home from work, like I'll get to it. So yeah, that was fun, and it's just it's been weird because as this thing grew, it to an extent it got a little out of hand. Like there's a lot going on. It's really hard to keep up with everything that's happening on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much me. I'm newly American. We moved to the US a couple months ago. So it's a bit of a change in the life, but here we are. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Yeah, it's a lot of commitment to do 400 some odd days of posting every single day. I think I did it for about 100 days during COVID, where I posted on our Discord every day. It's quarantine day again with Bill Murray from Groundhog Day.
Right.
And I posted that every morning. I'd wake up. The first thing I'd do is just post it's quarantine day again. And I did that until the CDC kind of announced that we weren't quarantined anymore. It was a long time. Right. It wasn't 400 days, but it wasn't 400 days. But I did that for quite some time. So I feel your pain, because there was times where I didn't want to post. Like
exactly.
Joke. But I'm gonna keep going.
That's kind of what I meant. Like, I mean, it got to a point where a year into it, and people were taking it way too seriously. Like, I mean, saying stuff like, "Oh, the show better acknowledge you," and it's like, guys, like, I don't care. Like, I mean, it's a post on Twitter. I mean, everybody just take a breath. But I mean, it was
they
fun.
give you a shout out, but yeah.
And then they did. I mean, it was technically not, but whatever. I mean, it was really cool to see Yosha respond to my tweet with that little announcement for.
Yeah, he did a little video and.
So that was cool. That was kind of cool. Yeah. But again, I mean, it's just it's been a blast being a part of this and seeing where it's come from. I mean, you guys have done the awards, I think, 2 years now.
Yeah, we did the Twitter Time Awards 2 years. I haven't done it this year, and I'm still debating. And it's been timing wise because everything's been insane in my life, and it takes a whole lot of work to do it.
Absolutely.
So I might still do it. It's just at some point, really, I just need to get my committee back together and get all the other people that are behind the scenes on that. If we're gonna do it, I need help. So it's
but that's what I mean. It's a lot. Even just a lot of people. I've heard it been said before. Podcasters and
sure.
YouTubers or content creators, but I mean, it sounds corny, but putting stupid jokes on Twitter is content. Like, I mean, it takes time and effort to make these memes and come up with these stupid jokes and get into Twitter battles with Dane Bornhold, and you know what I mean. It's time consuming, to say the least.
So sure. Sounds good. Well, one thing we always do really quickly too is sometimes not so quickly is personal life. What's going on with us? In my world, nothing's going on at all. I can't even remember what we did. I went to a kid's birthday party. Nothing's going on in my life right now. Getting ready for Christmas. That's it. Anything going on with you guys? In house court.
I had a hilariously awkward moment at work. Everybody had to come in today because they did some big announcement that we're going to be a little less on telework, which, you know, is fine. We all saw that coming. Got to go back eventually. But one of my female coworkers that I've only run into a couple of times because our schedules haven't really linked up. She looks at me and she goes, is there something different about you? Because I know we've met, but you just look different. And jokingly but seriously, I told her, I was like, well, it's gotten colder, so two things have happened. I don't go running every day, and it's crock pot season, so I'm about 15 pounds heavier than when we first met. And she got totally embarrassed, and she went, oh my God, that's it. Like, your face is a little rounder. She's like, I feel so bad. I was like, it's okay. It's fall. I'm not going to the pool. I'm not going to the beach. I'm trying to keep my temperature down in the condo here at like 76. Save some money. I need that belly fat.
76 or 67?
67.
Okay. I was gonna say, if you got a 76,
yeah, keep it down.
Lord.
Keep it down to 76. What are you, lizard?
But anyways, no, she was apologizing all day after that. I was like, it's okay. She's like, but I'm in a positivity. And I'm like, I'm positive that I'm 15 pounds heavier than when I first started working here. Like, I recognize that in me, and I'm okay with it. Come springtime, you're gonna hear me complaining about how I need to drop 20 pounds. It's every year. This is my cycle. Once that crock pot is on the counter permanently, forget about it.
Yeah,
it's big boy season.
You could just mess with her and like maybe think she had dementia or something like that. I have clients that are like that. I'm not gonna talk too much about work, but I had a lady come in the other day and she's like, I've never met you before. I was like, and I said her name. I was like, yes, we have. Like,
sign here for me to have control over all of your assets.
Chris, what about you? Do you watch anything cool? You saw Napoleon, right? Didn't you say that?
Did
you just make your cat do a backflip? He was like, oh, he's calling on me. I saw the cat go flying out of your hands. Chris, what? Throws the cat. Sorry.
Is the cat okay?
So Oscar has multiple nicknames. We call him Fat Cat because he eats literally everything. He's not a dumpster diver or anything like that. He doesn't go for stuff that's not his, but the minute you give it to him, it's consumed.
Oh yeah.
But then the other name he has is Flops, because he likes to run up to you and then just like flop on his back onto like your foot or onto the ground and roll around. You know, some happy cats do that, I guess. So very special cats. The other thing is once he's on his back, especially with me, he likes to like do a little this thing, like paw at you, like, hey, give me some attention. Yeah. So then I just go at him, and then all of a sudden it's the bunny kicks, and he grabs onto my hand, and I lift him up, and this time it just didn't. He didn't hold on.
Oh, good. It's all in love.
Yeah, we saw two movies this weekend, actually. We saw Wish, which was phenomenal. If you have kids, or even if you don't, you enjoy Disney, Wish was a good one. Okay. We enjoyed it. And then we saw Napoleon, and it was not quite what I wanted.
Okay.
I'll leave it. Well, there's a lot less revolution and a lot more love story. And if you know anything about
I heard that. I haven't seen it, but I've heard that.
A lot more about Josephine. Was it Josephine? Yeah, Josephine, right?
And it wasn't even like, it was just weird. Like, I don't even know how to put it. Like, I did not enjoy it, but I also didn't enjoy it. It was just like, I fell asleep 3 times this movie. So, you know,
something can be really, really good and still not meet your expectations and leave you feeling disappointed.
And I think that's what it was. Like, I think, you know, the movie itself was a good historical reenactment or whatever you want to call it, as far as I know, because I don't know anything about Napoleon. Like, if it wasn't about war, I didn't study it. Like Alan, I'm sure you would get some stuff out of it. You would enjoy it.
I probably would.
But I was expecting, especially, I'll tell you, I warned this much. The first scene, like a horse gets blown to pieces. Like I expected that the whole movie. I was like, oh, I'm in.
Yeah, that's what they set you up for. Be like, oh, that's where we're going.
In like Chanel was like, oh Lord, I don't know about this. This is where we're going to be. And then all of a sudden, like it just flipped. And I'm like, what is this? So other than that, Christmas is in full effect here. As I can see, it's at Alan's house as well. Like we got the tree up, we got our Santas out, we got our angels out, we got presents wrapped and under the tree, like
got the Krampus. Just all kinds of ready here.
That's the cats, man. I'm telling you, they try to destroy Christmas. They try to get in the tree and open the boxes, and
Yeah. Well, you guys ready to start talking about anything you want to talk about, Rand? Do you want to call you Rand?
No.
Our default?
Yeah, you can call me whatever you want to call me.
Hey, you. What?
My name is actually Vito, like the Godfather.
Oh,
so if that makes it easier, you can call me Vito.
I might accidentally spend the rest of the episode saying a bada bing, a bada boom. So I don't know if we should.
Forget about it.
Look at annoying.
But you do that so well too.
Well, being Italian helps. Like
I mean, yeah, but
you come to me with this on the day of my podcast.
So it's been a bit of a whirlwind. Like I said, we just moved to Indiana a couple months ago. We're just outside of Indianapolis.
Okay.
And it's a bit of a change. I'm from a really big city, so coming to something a little smaller is a little different. So bit of a change for that. But it's going well. We're actually heading home for the holidays, going to visit I still got all my family back home, and so does my wife. So that's about it. Not a lot of Christmas going on here, but it will be when we get back home. So
okay,
cool. Yeah, that'll be fun then.
Yeah, sounds good. All right, chapter 28, guys. You guys ready? News.
Wait, not 32. We're not at 32.
We're at 28.
Which one are we on? I might have done too much.
News in a clock on sack.
I got a surprise that I keep in a sack for you, Chris. So we're gonna talk about all episodes.
Mine is in a box.
Check the private chat.
Wasn't that the one that made you lose on Saturday? By the way.
Oh, right in a box.
Yeah.
Ouch. Are we gonna do like emotional damage?
Emotional damage.
That and tall mayonnaise.
That and tall mayonnaise. All right. So news in a cloth sack. So we start.
Pause. A no tree holiday. Zool shame.
Shun.
Unless you make up for it by like putting together a really cool little like scene of some sort, like
at least get a Charlie Brown Christmas tree, like get a little stick from outside, put one ornament on it, and call it a day.
I'll accept that. That is acceptable.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna see if I can be mobile and not disconnect.
That works. See, it's a small tree made of something packages.
We're gonna tour of Ian's condo.
No, it's still rough. I haven't really put it together, but I don't have the kids this Christmas. But I do have this little red truck with a tiny tree in it that we put some lights on it. I'm about to get a couple ornaments for that bad boy. You got to do a little something. Just a little bit. And that's
that's all she needs.
The multiple TV setup for watching football and playing Fortnite. Got to be able to have that happening.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Back to news in a cloth sack. We might get through this episode tonight. So the morning after from last time we saw Matt, Matt promises to help Aes Sedai escape from. So the morning after he's promised Aes Sedai escape from Everdar. Tylan informs them that she and Sarath are taking a trip by Torakin, and this is kind of Matt's opportunity. Tylan's going to be away. It's the perfect opportunity. So. Let's go ahead and get a plan going.
At first, he was a little afraid he was going to have to go with her. He was like, "Oh,
yeah."
But she said, "Don't worry, Piglet. I'm going to let you stay at home." I'm so like I would like her a little bit better if she was not so demeaning. Like it's one thing to come on strong to a guy and make him your person. It's another thing to just dehumanize him. It's crazy. Anyway.
Yeah. I don't think anybody likes this aspect of this relationship at all. Because Matt has like complete Stockholm syndrome too. Towards the end of it. Anyway, so yeah, he escorts her down to the docks. Tywin gives Matt his last kiss.
And a pat on the bottom.
Pinch. And he's like,
right,
"Deuces, bitch, I'm out."
No. He waved as the ship went. He kept waving.
Yeah.
He kept waving. And when it broke the horizon, a single tear dropped. That's how I read that.
Yeah. Okay. And I think Ian lost his internet connection by moving his computer around too much. So he'll be back in a second. And there he is. See, look.
I think it's hilarious that he went to work straight away. There was zero hesitation. Yeah. He's like, and she's out.
She's out. And run back to the palace.
Yes.
So yeah, Matt goes back to the palace, finds the old man Noel, who Matt thinks is up to something. So what do you think about this Noel character? What do you think about him?
He's going to show us a whole new world.
A whole new world.
Finally, we're back to talking about this place beyond the IO waste, right? Isn't he the one who mentioned?
Yeah, he does. Like I was like, wow, I hope there's really a place beyond the IO waste that we visit, and I hope it's half as cool as he describes it as being. Like, or maybe it's the same. Maybe it's the same place that we first met your fiance. Maybe,
possibly, but he also there's talk about male channelers that can do their channeling without being broken.
Yeah, they
without the taint
on their body
or without going mad.
Yeah,
something like that. Okay. Yeah,
maybe he's there to help Rand out, but he has to go by way of Matt.
He could be coming back looking for old familiar faces, and Matt just happened to be the first one that he ran into, and he recognizes not the Matt we know, but the Matt that Matt is becoming, which is the Matt that used to Matt was.
Yeah. All of the Matts.
What Wizzle?
He's got a lot of minutes out of him. So
what was that? What's that video?
Oh, I think that sounds right. I think that's bang on. The Matt that was the Matt is now the
Matt Wuzzle.
No, the Matt was.
But he's got to check the is for the was. Even though we know it's not quite is was, but when it will, he was it.
Perfect.
And Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. So yeah, and then Noel goes right into talking about some killings, and this gets even Matt more suspicious. Like, how do you know about all this? Like it's just Matt's radar is up. He's just like,
does this Gollum drink blood?
Wink. He asked knowingly.
There was a man found with his throat torn out last night. Only there was almost no blood on him or his bedding. It's kind of like a vampire.
You know what it's like? That's what it's like. Gollum. I just love how it's just Gollum. I know it's spelled differently, but it's the same thing. It's the same
thing. How do you not think that in your head when you read it?
I mean, every time.
Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Yeah. So, killed another man, drank all the blood apparently, or something. Matt knows, of course, that he knows that they know that that's what golems do.
This is directly after he confronted Matt. He's like, "You have the eyes of a person that's scheming. Like, I know that you're creating a plan. I've seen this look many a times, throughout my days. You look like a man with a plan, and I want in." And literally, Matt had just been thinking about the Damani and how they dressed and how he's going to mimic them to get these Suldam out, or that's not the right word. Like,
the Damani.
Damani, sorry. He was looking at, just like, how am I supposed to get them out? Like, he is literally going through a plan in his mind when he runs into this guy. So
maybe he's some type of mind reader.
Man, he's something.
Yeah.
Maybe he'll be kind of like a loyal-ish type character where like certainly there's some significant contributions, but more they're there to like, you know, kind of be along and observe. And
yeah. And then Noel goes to leave, and Matt turns around and sees the corner, like Tuan, just like just creeping.
Sometimes it feels like somebody's watching me.
Yeah, gives Matt the shivers. Like Tuan's just sitting there staring at him, like.
Oh, I thought you had that Ed Sheeran clip here.
The which one?
I don't know, giving me shivers.
No, I don't have it.
Dun, 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 dun,
I don't have that one. Sorry. Maybe for next time, if we ever talk about shivering again.
We can cancel this and like reschedule because that kind of would have made the whole show.
It would put it all together. I'm
That's
sorry.
why I'm here.
I'm
Put
sorry.
a tie on for this.
I failed. So after this, Matt sends for Lopin to get his clothes and goes to find Julian. And I think Tom as well, to find Julian and Tom to kind of get together and be like, all right, here's the plan. Here's what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
So when Julian arrives, Matt notices he's extremely happy. And Julian says he's just happy that Soroth is gone.
We know what just happened or what's about to happen. One of the two. Wait, he noticed he was happy or extremely happy?
Extremely happy.
Oh, yeah. So we know what he just did.
Just happened. Yeah.
Right.
Matt realizes that women Julian is interested in must be one of Soroth's Stockavells. Like so.
Yeah.
Like,
And one that was left behind.
Yeah, he puts two together. He's like, oh. I get it. Yeah.
Good for him, though.
Good for him. Yeah, exactly. Matt tells Julian that he needs a Damani dress to fit Jolene and 3 Sodom dresses and an item. And
Julian's answer, priceless. Well, first Matt is like, and I figure who better to acquire these things than a thief catcher? And so he says thief catcher, and Julian's like, yeah, thief catcher, not a thief. Huge difference. So as this unfolds, so this kind of, I mean, I don't know the emotion. I guess it kind of cracks me up from Matt's perspective. And I also feel sorry for Julian. Like when push comes to shove, emergencies, especially the leader of the group, whoever the leader is or leaders, you have to just look at capability, period. Like, and depending on how urgent it is, there might even be some morals that have to be set aside, and you got to focus on capability and put the right people in the right place. Whereas, so he's right. Matt's assumption is right. And well, obviously you've studied people that have done this enough. Odds are you're probably good at doing it yourself. And we know you can sleek around towns and stuff like that. So Matt's right in his assumption. Yeah. But why is Julian a thief catcher? Why did he become one? Is it just for money?
No, it's
or was there?
It's moral, and that's why
there was some moral draw to that profession. So this is a big ask of Julian, I think, and Matt might not realize it. But
because it's taking Julian out of his character entirely.
Right. The whole thing, I've spent my whole life up until figuring out the world's about to end. I spent my whole life doing this one thing for good and maybe a few bucks, right? But now now I have to do it, and damn it, he's right. I am good at it.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
to skip forward a little bit, we'll get there. But you know,
it's a life lesson for leadership, though, on Matt's part, to pick the right person for the job, no matter whether or not they want to do it. I mean, or on the flip side,
in the right moment.
And on the flip side,
if there's time and opportunity,
someone out of that position that is not right for that position. I mean, coaches do that all the time. When I coached sailing, we had to make those hard decisions, things like that. When I played basketball as a kid, that's why I played left bench. Is because the coach realized that.
He recognized where you would shine. And was no shine in that pine.
I would shine on the bench, and that's where I was.
He watched the way you laced your shoes up, and he was like,
"Nope,
nah, you could just sit down."
The 2 times I got to go in the game, either we were winning by a whole lot or we were losing by a whole lot, and the game was pretty much over already. And he's like, "Yep, Alan, you're in. All right."
Alan, the eternal optimist, Down by 40, 30 seconds left. Pass me the ball. I got this.
This is gonna be it.
Oh man.
Oh man. All right. So as all this is happening, some of the palace servants, I guess, start to whisper too. I think everybody's putting 2 together that Matt's planning on leaving.
Oh yeah.
And
They're all watching like, let's see what this foolish man does. Because what's going to be even more exciting is when he tries and she catches him. Like they're just watching the drama. Like it's their show.
Yeah, but Matt at the same time wants this rumor to keep going on just because he doesn't want Thailand to be blamed for the disappearance of the Damane, and he wants him to be solely blamed for it. So he's like, yeah, let him talk. Let him know that I'm leaving. And when the Damane disappear, I'll be gone too. Doesn't matter. Yep. So Matt then meets with Tom and Jolene to discuss their escape. A couple over some nights. One night, Beslan listens and declares he wants to help. Suggests an uprising as a distraction. And of course, he's happy to provide that. And Matt's like, please don't. That's not what we need. I feel like Beslan's the wild card, from It's Always Sunny. He's Charlie from It's Always Sunny. Like, he's like, all right, I had this plan. We're gonna be really sneaky about everything. He's like, how about we just start things on fire? It was like, no, Beslan, let's not do that. Let's.
You will only cause us 10 times the problems by doing that. So why?
He's over in the corner with a lighter, just trying to light something.
Yeah,
like,
every step of the plan. So we're going to do this. And then he goes, and then I'll blow up. No, then you don't. Oh, okay. Next step. And that's when I blow up. No.
But
we're not doing that.
Right? You fight your way out of everything.
Yeah.
You fight for your honor. You fight to take somebody else's honor. You fight for a wife. You fight your wife for a wife. Like, you try to usurp your mom.
Yeah.
I tried until she flew over the dining room table.
Yeah. And
then I knew I'd made a mistake.
We also get some information here from Julian where he says, he learns that the Damane are not guarded at night, which is kind of seems like a really lapse in judgment.
Yeah.
Like,
that's weird.
It's weird. Like,
but I mean, there was a clear point made. Like, most of them would go back anyway.
Yeah.
Most of them would tell. They would snitch. Like,
sure.
Matt's trying to wrap his mind around how to get 3 people out of a place where there are hundreds that would, cry an alarm.
Yeah.
So,
and then Tom also learns that some of the blood can take a Damane out of the city with no questions asked. They'll seldom needed an order signed and sealed by the blood, a high officer or captain.
Yeah.
So, Tom's prepared to forge a signature and a seal and get out of the city. So, Tom's good at that stuff. He's good at the days tomorrow and faking stuff out. So he's like, yeah, I'll do that. Not a problem.
So, Rand, do you think they're going to succeed?
Well, I mean, considering there's another 4 books, something happens. I can tell you that. I mean,
there's only another 4 books. I mean, you could
right. I mean, yeah, but that's they're getting close. You're getting close to some sort of resolution on this.
Okay, what other resolutions?
Yeah, because we've been told in the end we're gonna be left with a question mark, possibly, maybe, or not.
Or not.
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Very helpful.
It's going to be about a guy that's kind of tall, kind of short, who has
who?
That means she's
you
definitely.
You haven't read the books yet. I know. We're good.
I haven't. I haven't read the books.
Exactly.
I have no idea what's going to happen. I keep confusing all these characters too. There's way too many of them.
No, that's easy to do. So
yeah,
I'm talking about the blue from the beginning, the one that turned 3 times her size, and everybody's looking up her dress, and that one.
Yeah, I mean, I always get confused with Pheolin and Pheolin and.
I didn't realize it was different people.
Right. I mean, there's like 64 Aes Sedai's names starting with S. Like, why? Mm-hmm. Why is that a thing?
Yeah.
That there's one letter is different in 6 of these women's names. Like, I mean, Robert was out of his mind.
Yeah. It's like, oh, just change the letter. That'll make it different.
But I think what's really interesting in this, like you guys said, I mean, and not to go too far back, but I think the thing with Beslan is important because, like, I mean, he's not happy with what's happening to his city. Like, I mean, it's his home, and you know, I know, like, Matt kind of plays it off, or like you guys were saying, like he's the Charlie, just trying to, you know, cause ruckus when it's not necessary. But at the same time, I mean, this guy is like, he wants things to change. He's not happy with these people that have taken over his city and what they're doing and how they're treating people. And so, I mean, yeah, it's probably way too extreme for you know, Matt's plan and what he's trying to do. But at the same time, I mean, I think it's legitimate that like he wants something to change. And he's got, you know, the group of dudes that are ready to just like start the fires and blow the stuff up. So, I mean, there's layers to that. You know what I mean? There's layers to their escape plan. There's layers to what's going on in the city. Like Chris was saying, like you've got, you know, hundreds of these women locked up, and majority of them are happy to be there. Like it's such a weird dynamic and a lot of moving parts. So it's I've had these two chapters really start to show you who Matt is becoming and how he's thinking, but at the same time, it's trying to give you a little more nuance to what's actually happening in the city. Because again, it's not your everyday thing that these people came across the ocean to kind of just like, hey, we own shit now. Like this is our place now. So yeah, it's there's a lot happening.
Sure. Yeah. And while all this is happening, every single night, the Golem is still killing people. In fact, to the point that the Seekers now ordered extra guards in the street. They're trying to catch the killer because they have this is rogue killer out there and they want to catch him. They think it's a person, obviously. But it's going to make things harder for Matt. Matt realizes because there's more patrols, more people out looking for. So trying to escape undetected is going to be a lot harder. And we end the chapter with Julian coming in saying he's acquired 2 dresses and an item. So good news. Step 1-ish done.
I was going to save this for the end, but it's just as appropriate here. And I won't have to talk about the next chapter too much. Robert Jordan, we've talked about his military experience. We know the influences Matt has on him now from his past versions or whatever's going on here. He has a strong military mind for strategy, things of that nature. In today's world, we call it MDMP, the military decision-making process. In Jordan's time, the doctrine now for MDMP wasn't really in place, not the way it is today, but something very similar was. And I've seen it more and more in Matt. He definitely applies that to every situation. He has once he settles on a specific outcome, whatever the actual mission is, he could focus just on that. So Matt's not thinking about big picture of how to save the world and fight the last battle right now. Right now, he's like, all right, in order for us to be able to move on with our lives, we got to get out of here. So he sets the mission. We got to leave. And then he sets the timetable. All right, this is our window. It has to happen here. And just gathers what info he can, makes the best decision, uses people to the best of their abilities to like get X, Y, Z. But all along the way, like he's wide open for any new bits of information or any new intel or any new changes might totally negate one course of action or introduce a whole new one. Anyways, it's very efficient military decision making. It doesn't always apply to real life because in the military, sometimes you have to make rush decisions and you know you're basing it off of incomplete information, but you just have to be confident to decide on with what you know at the time. But you're also always ready to like implement new plans if things change. And these 2 chapters, it really stood out to me that Matt was doing that. And obviously Jordan probably intentionally either used his own experience or researched, how is this done on the fly in battle? But you see it here. So. Yeah.
And sometimes they don't actually think out their decision-making that much military-wise. I mean, I go back to the
It depends how much time you got.
But I go back to like even peacetime decisions. Like back in the Navy, there was literally mutinies and riots in the Navy, U.S. Navy, very early on when they got rid of rum rations and went to coffee rations instead. And that's why it's called a cup of Joe, is because Joseph somebody was the admiral. And they called it a cup of Joe because he was the admiral who got rid of rum rations, took away their alcohol. Didn't really think through that one because it definitely put this Navy back a little. I mean, I guess in the long run it worked out, but short run, there was a lot of problems.
Yeah, the Navy's unique in many ways, and I'm not going to make jokes on them. People might take it the wrong way. I love all of our branches of military. I just enjoy joking on people that are not Army because I'm Army. But the Navy is unique, and they need to be, because they are so isolated when they're out on their deployments.
On a ship for months, like,
right? It's the only branch that's left that still has a huge division between the officers' wardroom and then the chief's mess and then the lower enlisted, and you have to have that division in that type of environment. Yeah. The rest of the military, yes, there's still a, you don't fraternize between the levels of ranks and whatnot, but it's not as strict as the Navy, and for good reason. Sure. So they got a different history.
When they get back from deployment, they go hard. I mean, at least all three of us grew up really close to Norfolk, and Norfolk is, of course, the Eastern Atlantic Fleet for the Navy. So lots of aircraft carriers, lots of submarines, lots of destroyers, lots of cruisers, lots of everything. It's a big, big Navy base. And when some of those ships come in after deployment, when
it's a full battle group,
they would literally shut down sections of the city and let the sailors go destroy it, because they just come back.
You can't control it all. It gets a little nutty.
Get everyone out of there and let them go destroy the bar and have fun. And all the locals stay away from Norfolk when the big ship comes in. Everybody knows, and we
not going downtown that weekend.
The locals don't go anywhere close to downtown this weekend.
And if you're not sure when that's going to happen, when you start seeing the used card lots like advertised, come here, we'll finance you for 27% interest. You're like, oh, somebody must be coming back from deployment. They're about to get them.
Yeah. Guys, you ready for the next chapter, chapter 29? Anything from 28 you want to talk about before we move on?
No.
Okay, cool.
I want to know why I say positive things about the military decision-making process and how it relates to Matt in these couple of chapters. And then you're like, now's the time to give the military a little. Yes, they're good at making decisions, and they like to party.
I do want to bring to our attention, because it was brought up in chat, the shift in Matt's focus. He's very quickly went from "I hate all Aes Sedai" to okay,
yeah,
maybe we can help a few.
Yeah.
Matt's a big softy. We'll leave it at that. We already knew that, but even more so. He's definitely being pigeonholed into some of it, but at the same time, he's got a good heart. I can't. At one point, we thought maybe he would become the bad guy. It just won't happen.
Yeah, I almost to Ozzy's point. Yeah, respect all those served. Of course, I do. I almost joined the Navy once when I was in Singapore. I mean, literally, I was in Singapore and
pressed into it.
Yeah, getting pressed. I was in Singapore partying, and a helicopter carrier came in with half Marines, half Navy guys, and they had shore leave, and they're supposed to have 3 days. And they came to the bars. I started drinking with them, having fun, and then Shore Patrol came by and started rounding everybody up because they had I guess they had done whatever they were doing in port. They're going to ship out early, so they're going around to all the bars, literally in vans, and just rounding up drunk sailors to put them back on the boat. And I was drunk with them, and they thought it'd be hilarious just to tell Shore Patrol that I'm with them. So next thing I know, I'm trying to argue with the MP, military police and Shore Patrol, like that I'm a civilian. And they're like, sure you are. And like grab me, throw me in a van. So that's the time I almost joined the Navy. I
was joking about getting pressed into service, and you literally almost did.
Almost did, yeah. I was like, I probably wouldn't make it to the pier. I mean, they would have.
I would have gone with them and then waited and be like, so are you discharging me?
Yeah.
Honorably?
Where's my 214?
Where's
Hold
my-
on. Where do I submit
I
my
need my
claim from the
214.
VA? Because you hurt my back.
Exactly.
I can just see the next morning, when they, if I'm on the ship and one of the enlisted guys goes up to their CEO and it's like, listen, man, we fucked up. So that guy over there, yeah.
We don't know what to do with him now.
We don't know what to do with him now.
Sir, we have one extra person on the boat. We don't know. That's perfect. So if anybody was thinking that listening or in the chat section or whatever, I don't know if I got to finish my comment. I was half joking on Alan, but I was going to finish with, but that's the absolute truth. The best leaders I've had, work hard, play hard mentality. They're fantastic what they do. When it's party time, it's party time. Matt actually represents this really well. When push comes to shove, dude can act and react and plan like the best of them. But when it's party time, I'd want to party with Matt out of any of the characters we've run into so far. That's if I got invited, I would go to Matt's party.
Yeah,
I think that's most people's answer. I mean, up to this point and beyond. Matt is really starting to, again, no spoilers, but Matt is really starting to come into his own. In this book, the next book, you're really going to start to see why he's a lot of people's favorite character.
What do you think about Loyal in the next book?
We're not even done this book.
Yeah.
What are the names of Loyal's children?
I have no idea.
I don't. Does he have kids? He doesn't have kids.
Anyway, another plan. Chapter 29. So Matt is in the base. And another one. DJ Kelly. So Matt is in the basement of the Wandering Woman. And there's some argument going on. There's Ice and Ice there. You got Jolene, Berlick,
Jolie.
And there's some argument about testing out the item and wearing it, and there's
Matt's like, do you want to get out? Do you want to get out? Yes or no? Just answer me. They're like, we don't even know how to open it. He's like, I do. They're like, how? Shh, don't ask questions. Give me your
but then he does, and he's sort of a little pissed that nobody appreciates how quickly he got it done, even though he literally spent hours trying to do it earlier. So I mean, it's those kind of things, excuse me, that like I said, in the next couple chapters, next couple books, you really start to see this playfulness with Matt. Is even in serious situations, he's still a bit of an ass. Like he's got a funny side to him, he's got a serious side to him, he's got a brilliant military mind at the same time. He's looking at women and we're thinking about gambling, and like it's a really interesting dynamic that Jordan built with his character, and again, you're really starting to see it in this book, and he's coming up shortly.
Yeah, and this after all this argument and this little testing out thing, this is the first part of the plan. The original plan kind of falls apart. Matt learns that Satel's husband and the rest of the kin, they already left Ebodar on their fishing boats, and that was kind of part of his plan. Was, I guess, it was a fallback plan, but kind of a plan was maybe his way out. But they also had Luca as another way out, but he's not sure if he can convince him. He's like, I have all these options, but they're slowly starting to fall apart as far as my ways of getting out of this city.
Well, I mean, with the boat, he's like, damn, I didn't think it would work, but it worked. Like that's really his reaction, was just like I thought about doing it. She put it into action well before I could, because of course that was the whole thing. Like she's like, yeah, I'm getting my whole family out of here. He's like, I don't have room for all these people. I don't have patience for it. We need to figure this out without her. She's like, oh no, they're all gone already. Like we're the ones left behind. Like I'm here to help you. Like you thought I was going to come with you and bring my family with you? That's crazy, because she's coming looking for you. Like the queen wants her little piglet back. Like you are bacon if you get caught.
Yeah.
So nah.
Yeah. No channelers on the boat too. Yeah.
Right. Helps them get away.
Helps them get away.
So I'll add here, anybody that was tracking the MDMP comments earlier, note Matt is tracking multiple courses of action simultaneously. So when one falls apart, okay, you can have a half a second of disappointment, but you just roll right into the other courses of action that are available. Like, all right, how do I make this work now? You know, and he even, to Chris's point, uses an opportunity for a little ego boost. Be like, okay, this has been taken away from me, but how cool is it that had we gone that route, it might have worked.
Yeah.
You know, I like the way my brain cells are working. All right, let's move on.
Yeah. So at this point, Matt goes to leave the inn, but pretty much as soon as he walks outside, he runs into a Doobie Bill Dorman. Just he's like, "Now we're going back to the inn. Come on, we need to talk."
He didn't even run into him. He's just like walking, and then all of a sudden, this big, massive hand grabs him on the shoulder. He's like, "Hey, boo."
Hey, boo.
He's like, "Boo."
I know you.
He's like,
you remember me? You remember me?
He's like, I don't know you.
Do I owe you
I
money?
got a little bit more hair, but. And then he goes into the why, and
he's like, "You're on my ship once." He's like, "Oh yeah, I was really foggy. I was kind of hungover the entire time. This dagger thing is
and I
going
had
on."
dagger thing. Yeah. He's like, "No."
Yep.
And that was also when he had like bits and pieces of other men in his mind. So like, there's no understanding there. But Bale's like, "Well, I remember you and others. So yeah, you're coming with me."
Yeah. So they go back and to the wonder room to speak with Aguinan, who Matt is really taken back by the whole interactions between Bale Doman and Aguinan. At the same time, everyone's taken back by the way that Matt talks to Aguinan, because Matt's just like, I give 0 Fs. I give 0 Fs. I know I'm supposed to sit when talking to, but I'm like, I don't have time for this. Listen, I got questions. And finally, Aguinan's like, this guy asks way too much questions. He's out. He's not part of our plan. Like, Bale Doman's like, wait. No. You hear him out. It needs to be part of our plan. And tell him everything, because he's safe to know everything.
We rushed through so much goodness to get to that point. And maybe it's just because I got on this mindset of loving the way Matt was going about business that like I enjoyed every bit of this. But Matt keeps looking for more opportunities. He knows he's running out of time. He has a rough plan, but everywhere he looks, he's taking in the sights, taking in the new people. He runs into Bale Doman. He's like, all right, this is an obstacle I need to get around. He tries. Bale's like, nope, you got to come in, this, that, and the other. And he's like, well, okay, where's the opportunity here? And he comes up with a plan. He's like, well, I'm going to get him shit-faced and get him talking, and I'm going to find out more information. He tries to find every opportunity he can to gain more knowledge to make his plans more successful. But he doesn't get discouraged. Like immediately he goes in and meets Aguinan. And instead of being like, oh, I was so effing wrong, he pauses for a moment, listens for a moment, and him talking like so flippant and being coy with her and everything, I think it was calculated.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think this was Matt being reckless and F you, I talk to people however I want. I think there was a pause and a reading of the room, and there was some calculations.
100%.
And he was like, now hold up. Now they're talking to me and they're asking me about X, Y, Z.
And through that pushing and prodding,
big problems, and you need me.
Mm-hmm.
You might need me more than I need you, but you don't know how much I need you. I'm in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
And I think he did that really quick, and kudos to him. So this was a very exciting scene leading up to this. And when it got to the point of where you were at, Alan, of Bale Doman go, just tell him. Well, there's the excitement from the Wheel of Time reader of going, oh, somebody insisting on good communication. Yes, maybe this is it. So there was that. And then it was also like, man, like even Bale Doman sees it in him.
Right.
Like this Matt's now their best chance.
Yeah, and I love this scene too, because Bale Doman's then like, yeah, she knows Tom and Julian already. And he's like, they do what? And friends with Nynaeve and Elaine. And he's like, it immediately clicks from Matt. Matt goes two together. It's like, the Seekers are after you.
Yep.
Like it just clicks. Like he's like,
you need my help.
You need my help.
And no, your timetable is no good. We need to leave now. And she said, well, perhaps that's prudent to blah. Yeah, it is. Okay. I'm going to go confirm your story with my people. I'll get back to you.
Yeah. But now they have someone of the blood, even if it's lower blood, it's still some of the blood. That's pieces are starting now to fall in where they're beginning of the chapter, they're kind of falling apart. Now there's new information, I guess, going from Ian's points come in, and he's able to use that to things are starting to look up.
Yeah.
So Matt runs back to the Tarson Palace to let Tom and Julian know the good news. Tom and Julian let Matt know that Doman and Eginin, and about the male Adam and Tanchico and how they're all interconnected. And they tell Matt that Doman Eginin can be trusted as well. So and there's like, yep, we're gonna escape the next night. That's the plan.
There was of course question mark though. How did she rise to where she's at? Once they figure that out, their opinions may change. I don't know.
Possibly. Well, probably. That's significant information. Different people are going to take that differently.
I can see Tom being forgiven just because Tom would have done the same thing if he was in that predicament.
Yep, I was thinking the same thing. Also thought it was neat. So again, I'm relating this to my own experience. There's certain intel we've gotten, and even in the civil affairs world, it's not our job to gather intel, but inevitably we come across information, and then we share it to the people that need to deal with that. But there's always questions of the integrity of the intelligence and, you know, how much you trust it, and you find ways to relate it. And that's what Tom did. Well, you know, I think so. I did, but I definitely think Nynaeve liked her and trusted her. I know Elaine did. So it doesn't directly answer the question, but it's something these are relationships that are relatable to Matt, and helps give some weight to the level of how much do we care about this person? How much do we trust this person? So, and anyways, I don't really know where I'm going with that, other than this is all very a relatable transaction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So yeah, they make the plan. Next night, we're going to escape. And Matt goes to spend the night actually in Tylen's quarters one last time, but he also takes his medal out, make sure he has his medallion just in case the golem shows up. He's half terrified because he thinks the golem might come for him, but he's like, well, if it does, I'm ready. I'll take him out again.
Ready-ish.
Ish,
as best I can be.
But he starts worried about, you know, what could go wrong and things like that. So he's still running through all the different scenarios and trying to figure out, you know, where am I missing something? What are the
where are the holes?
Where are the holes? Yeah, which is good. I mean, it's game of chess. So trying to figure out. You know, you make a plan. It's a good, solid plan, but you have to keep on looking at where your weaknesses are and make sure that you don't fall into a trap somehow, because that happens all the time.
My name for the night, if y'all are listening, not watching, it's always have a plan D. And that's funny for a couple of things. One, that's plan Doman, Bail Doman, because that was their plan D this time. But also, you know, we plan so much, and then, you know, you go into battle or you go into any situation and plan A goes right out the window, sometimes immediately. Sometimes every way that you think it's going to go, you have this perfect plan, and then the first thing the other person says or the first thing the other person does, it immediately clicks. This interaction is not going the way I planned. Plan A is right out the window. And so you quickly try to formulate a plan B and C. And D is generally about where you start actually implementing a real plan. If things go really well, plan D is the one that you use. But even then, sometimes it's HIJK.
And sometimes you use the plan. And sometimes you use the plan B and then have to use. I mean, you use plan D and have to use plan B after.
Too much D.
You know? Too much D. You gotta go back to D.
I can either confirm or deny any such thing has ever happened.
Or you make it all the way out to plan V. Like Alan.
I don't know why she asked you. I would have drove her. You know. We're not even going to go there.
That's why I have kids. So anyway, and that's how it happened. Okay, learning new things about everything.
Iris, there's no such thing as too much D. I don't know, never mind. I'm gonna overshare and then I'm gonna get in trouble.
Exactly. The door come flying open. Good times. Anything,
It's a
Rand?
Hogwarts Legacy,
You
so
have
I'll get away with it.
have to add or questions you want to ask, or
So I do have a question, but I just wanted to kind of, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious, but like, are you starting to see, you know, for Ian and Chris, like, are you starting to see where, yes, he's got this brilliant mind, or way of planning things, way of looking
keep
at
telling
things.
us, yeah, he's a tactician for sure.
He is, but he's also the luckiest son of bitch in the world. Like, I mean, is that like,
because he created all of
sure.
these plans, and all of a sudden a plan came up and grabbed him.
Right, and that's kind of, I think that's a bigger thing that Jordan
Ian, how's it feel
really...
when big hands grab you from behind?
So, like regular bar soap or powdered soap, because there's a difference.
Like if I were to come up and grab you
powdered
from behind,
soap can't get picked up so quick. No, I had a drill sergeant that spent the entire time through basic training talking about getting lucky. You got lucky. You hit all the time. 40 out of 40 at the range. Got lucky. Opportunity to throw a grenade. It's lucky day. Da 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 da. And towards the end, one of the final weeks, like he sat us down talking about luck and how luck has defined his career. And anyways, at the end, he got into what he believes luck is. And when he says getting lucky, he talks about when preparation meets opportunity. And that luck isn't just you sit around and shit falls in your lap. And that is not what Matt's doing. I don't want people to hear us say Matt is the lucky son of a bitch and he just sits there and waits and stuff comes to him. It almost seems that way. But he's running around, not really the chicken with its head cut off. It's more like the duck that looks calm on top of the water, but paddling like a motherfucker underneath. He's working. And maybe it's not his plan A, B, C, or D. Maybe eventually something, boom, luck comes his way. And maybe it's the DefaultRand. That's fine. But I don't believe that the luck is so absolute. The random luck is so absolute that if he sat around and did nothing, that these things would come to him.
Agreed.
Now, if we go a book from now and literally he's just laying around sleeping with every chick that he wants and like gold just falls into his coffers and like he doesn't have to do anything and everything works out for him, maybe I will take this back. But just because what he gets isn't exactly what he's working for, maybe it's even better. It doesn't mean he ain't working. And I think that working portion is important. It's where the preparation meets the opportunity. If he wasn't ready for this opportunity that's presented itself, then it ain't luck. It's unlucky if you ain't ready to receive it.
Agreed.
They talk about luck in these chapters too, about the coin flip, don't they? And it landed on the
edge. How many times?
5 times.
Yeah.
And gave up.
And then he just walked away from it. Yeah.
It's still sitting there. I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, any more questions or anything else you want to add, Rand?
And then the one question I did have is so what do you guys? How do you guys see this plan working out? I mean, since you haven't, gotten through it yet, and you haven't seen this whole thing in action, like, he's mentioned Luca a couple of times. I mean, so do you guys have an idea what he's thinking and how this plays out, or you have a hope for it?
I mean,
all right,
go ahead, Ian.
I mean, first is the question, what would I like to happen, or what do I truly think is going to happen? I just want to clarify.
Both.
Well, I take both. I take both.
I mean, I'd like to see in their exit, I'd like to see the golem vanquished more than anything. So somewhere in the exit, a final battle. That I don't know that Matt can win on his own. Who's going to help him? I don't know. I would like to see him skedaddle with Bail Doman. On whose boat? God, this is like Clue. I got the weapon in the person. I don't know what room they in. Maybe the golem goes after, is it Luca?
Will Matt get away?
Will Matt get away? I think so. Yeah.
So,
But
I'm right there along the
I
same.
also don't want. I don't want him. I don't want him to get away from his woman either. His future woman, daughter of the Nine Moons. She keeps watching him. She's watching. Maybe she's the one. Maybe the golem kills Luca, and the boat sinks, and they're like, "Fuck, what are we gonna do?" And then she goes, "Come with me," and then everybody goes with her now. Like, I don't know.
She wouldn't have to do that. She just pulled the veil off. All of a sudden, she becomes the empress of the world, and she's like, "You shall not."
She ain't there yet.
You shall not.
She ain't there yet.
Yeah, she's gonna take it off from Matt.
She's gonna be there, but she ain't there yet.
Slide dog.
I in no way answered your question. I don't know how to get.
Yeah, I think you did.
From where we're at to where we want to be.
I think to summarize what you said, I think we believe the same thing. We would like to see Matt get away. The how Matt is going to get away is the question. And is the Golem going to die, or is he going to stick around for a little while? Is the next question. And I can see the Golem hanging out for a minute. I think he's going to last another book or two. We know Matt's original idea was escaping with Luca, but clearly there's a better one. Like maybe you do get a boat. Maybe we get out sooner. Maybe they do go with Luca. I think the going with Luca is probably a horrible idea because it's going to draw a lot of attention. But at the same time, why not hide in the obvious spot?
I'm thinking now, what if, now I'm back to Matt battling the Golem. What if Matt actually does take out the Golem, either all by himself with a little bit of help? And that's when clearly the Peeker, daughter of the Nine Moons, who he thought wasn't watching, was watching the whole thing. And that's when she's finally like, okay, I've read the tea leaves enough and I've seen what I've seen. And this... he will be mine. Oh, yes, he will be mine. And then Matt is not able to escape now because she scoops him in.
So you don't think they're going to become best friends? Like like DK Moon said, that he just needs friends, the Golem. And
no, I think Golem needs to die. And I think his death is going to be used. Like,
if you could sleep with any guy, who would it be? John Stamos.
Well, yeah.
Did we become best friends? Yep.
I seen it.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll see.
All
but
right.
see, in that scenario, though, I'd still want everybody else to be able to get away. But then that means now Matt is getting separated from Tom and Julian and everybody else. So, because I want Matt's plan to be successful to help these Aes Sedai get away. That's the big thing, and to help the who's the owner of the Wandering Woman?
Satel.
Yeah, Satel, who's like, yeah, I'm ready to piece the fuck out too. Like, so these people are all putting it on the line to leave. By trying to leave, they're putting themselves at risk. So I want them to be able to get out.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Matt is at risk between trying to fend off the Golem, and we're not just going to casually walk away from Daughter of the Nine Moons. I don't see how that happens. Maybe Matt gets separated from the party in order to help save them, and then he's off on some other adventure on his own.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I can see that.
I've been wrong before.
Nah.
Okay. Cool. Anything else before do your favorite character from this?
Matt.
Okay. Well, I saw that one coming, but yeah, Matt.
No, nothing else.
Matt, who's yours? Chris, favorite character?
You know what? I really do like Bill Doman.
I do be Bill Doman.
I do be Bill. Yeah.
He was straight to the point.
You alluded to way back almost 4 years ago now, not to forget certain people. And right when you need them, Bill Doman is like, hey, hi, you remember me? And I'm like, damn, I do remember you.
This is convenient.
To Viren.
To Viren. I'll give it to Beslan for being the wild card and trying to set things on fire because I just like that. And that's a serious answer too.
It's not bad. I'm not even mad at him for feeling that way. For him, this is very personal. This is his hometown.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I get it.
Ooh, so, Zul said Satel. If you can,
yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good.
That's like for him. Like I've had to escape Portsmouth before, but I've never had to defend Portsmouth. You know what I mean? I didn't care the condition of Portsmouth when I left. I just needed to get out of there. He cares about Portsmouth being okay. I don't.
Portsmouth's not okay.
I just needed to go home.
There's nothing good about Portsmouth.
And he's like, my mama from Portsmouth, my daddy from Portsmouth. And I'm like, nah, we need to go. We all need to leave now.
I was so worried one time. I think it was me and you, guy. I got super drunk in Portsmouth, and I think we Ubered a taxi ride back home. And I woke up the next morning not remembering. I was like, I left my car in Portsmouth. It's gonna be gone. It's stolen. Like, there's no way.
Where at? I know the general vicinity. We've got a few blocks to check.
Yeah. It's somewhere in Portsmouth. This is not good. If anybody doesn't know about Portsmouth, Virginia, it is an interesting experience. If you ever want to,
there are. I know this now. There are actually some very nice neighborhoods in Portsmouth.
There are. They're hidden, and you have to go like weird places.
Go straight to them, and then leave.
Leave.
Careful what turns you make.
Yeah, it's interesting little town. If anybody's Navy, they know about Portsmouth. Because if they station in Norfolk, you know not to go there unless you have to go there for the naval shipyard.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah. Next time we'll be doing 3 chapters. Big 3. We're doing Cold Fat Raindrops.
The best kind.
No. Okay. What the Elephant Said.
Daughter of the 9 moons.
And then a portion of wisdom. Just a portion. Just a portion. No.
That's all I need.
Yep. That's a
little dabble, do you?
Yep. So 30, 31, and 32.
Excellent. I'm excited.
Yeah. And then after that, we'll finish the book, which not sure what day we're going to do that on, because the 19th looks like it's not a good day for Chris. So you do the day after Christmas?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. All right. 26.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're traveling. We will be in Virginia on the 15th, and then we're traveling back the 19th.
Okay.
So
okay.
Sorry, guys.
That's good. We'll take our Christmas break. Not next week, but the week after, and then the day after Christmas.
Because I have to work the 26th, so I'll definitely be ready.
Same.
Forward. I know.
But then I'm off for like a week after that. So
yeah, exactly.
I wish next year, guys. Yeah.
So, any more thoughts before?
We're almost at the end of this book, and again, I still feel no more resolved than I did the last 2 recordings. Like, this book really does feel like it's just going to be left on major cliffhangers.
Okay.
This book and the last book, really.
Oh, last book, yeah. The end of the last book was.
I feel like at the end of this book, somebody's either going to die or come close to it, or we're gonna be on the road. Like, Matt's gonna be on the road, like, and he finally got away, and ... till next time.
It seemed like the end of the original Hulk series where he's just hitchhiking, walking on the road by himself. Just the sad music plays.
Sopranos just fade to black. But what happened? Chris, am I like strange and weird in that I kind of either like something really significant needs to happen or a major character needs to die? Why do I want that? Do I need to bring that up in therapy?
Close towards the we are too close towards the end for it not to have happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
And we're figuring things
out. If everybody makes it to the
Towers,
end, I don't know.
The Black Tower's being run by a bad guy, and we know that, Rand's pretty much getting himself set up for a trap. Like, he can't die because he's the main character, but somebody around him can sure die or come close to it.
I love this comment right here. It says, if there's a cliffhanger, at least you don't have to wait years for the next book. They did have to wait months because we're not going to the next book next. We're going to New Spring. So got them.
We get a little taste of the wait. Just a small, again, a little dabble do you. We don't need the full wait. Anyways.
Good times. Well, thank you, DefaultRand, for coming on our show. I hope you enjoyed your time with us.
I definitely did. Thank you guys very much for having me on. It was a lot of fun. I really looking forward for you guys to get through these next couple books. You're gonna be pleasantly surprised with a lot of things. That's the best I can give you guys. I mean, there's you're not wrong.
Optimism.
A lot that still needs to happen. There's a lot that still needs to happen, but it does, and that's the best thing I can leave you guys with.
Hey,
yeah,
We'll say
things happen. Spoiler.
Things happen.
I've never felt so good. He's like,
spoilers.
Look, you got to know there's multiple books, so there's been stuff that's happened up to this point, and I'm telling you, in these books coming up, there's going to be a few more things. And when you read it, it's going to be stuff you didn't know, but once you read it, now you know it. And you're going to
you feel so much better.
Have that knowledge. Yeah. That's good. But the way you said it felt so good. As you're saying that, I'm like, yes. I can't wait.
I've done public
he's
speaking
for
quite a long time. So yeah. No,
Chris.
I'm not going to give you
trying
anything,
to get
Chris. You're not getting anything. No, you're not getting anything out of me. But
it's trying.
I mean, well, Alan has my email. If you really want to know something, email me and I'll fill you in the blanks. But I might just give you like total bullshit and
in 2.5 years I'll email you.
In to see.
Yeah.
That's what Alan has accidentally let a couple things slip, and to cover up, he'll just add a bunch of bullshit too, and then be like, you have to guess.
I mean, I already told you guys
which
the
was
ending.
Real and which wasn't.
I told you guys the ending. Batman nukes Gotham City.
I think that's yeah. Like I mean, that's the whole something as big as this series is. I mean, it's there's no way to like give you guys specific spoilers because like I could tell you something, and it really doesn't mean anything until you get through the parts that get you to that point. I mean, but
you got to go along
big,
the ride.
Big spoiler. There's going to be a last battle. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's going to be, right? Like, I mean, huge spoiler. But again, I mean, what does that mean? How many people?
You're talking about something that still keeps me up at night. How we're going to do the last
right?
I've been thinking about this for 4 years, guys, and I have no idea how we're gonna do it. Still, I'm just hoping that one of the other podcasts gets there first and see like how did you guys do it?
You're gonna go through and look at every single one of the people that have been on as a guest, and then you're gonna like have them on. It's like, all right, you get the first 30 minutes, you get the next 30 minutes.
We need a week-long retreat, the three of us, and you can invite guests to visit each day if you want. Yeah. But we'll just listen to portions of it each day together live and pause as we need to freak the fuck out.
All right, more
patience. And you just record everything, and then edit it how you see fit.
I mean, the last battle is longer than the first book of Harry Potter, so it's long.
It's a doozy.
That's what she said. Anyway. So how we can be found, well, actually, more importantly, how DefaultRand can be found is on Twitter. Go type in that symbol right there. If you're watching, if you're not watching, it's at DefaultRand. Go ahead. And if you don't mind spoilers, or if you already finished the series, go ahead and follow them. Because I know you guys do spoilers sometimes, and that's okay because you guys can. If you don't want to, I don't recommend following anybody from Twitter time. Not just you, anyone. Like it's just not a safe space for that. There's lots of things that get dropped all the time and references. But so thank you again for coming on. How we can be found is at thewheelreads.com. It is our website. Have links to everything there. You can watch or listen to our podcast direct from the website or whatever podcast platform you listen to. Find links to our Discord server, links to merchandise, Patreon, all the things, and all the social medias, everything that's out there. So pretty much just type in The Wheel Reads and you'll find us. Our handle is The Wheel Reads everywhere. So email thewheelreads at Gmail, The Wheel Reads on Twitter, Facebook, everywhere. So yeah, just go follow us or find us somewhere. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all those good things. I have to mention that every time because the algorithms like those things. If you want to comment too, it's even better for the algorithm. But yeah, like this episode on YouTube or whatever platform you're listening to on. And yeah, write reviews. I like those too, even bad ones. They're fun. So
yes, he reads them all and shares.
I do. I like them. And maybe that's what people don't give us reviews anymore because I share them all. But anyway, that's all I got for this week. So
until next time.
Peace.
Okay, bye. Thank you for watching The Wheel Reads.
Until next time.
Okay, bye.
Get your Coast Guard certified life-saving device ready and strapped on.
Oh, where are we doing tonight?
What kind of strap on you talking about?